Hi everyone, good morning. It's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. Welcome to a new day on the planet. Hope that you're doing great. I first of all wanted to thank you all again for being here. I know I say this every day, but I've really been struck lately about just how our community is growing so close together. I love the comments that you leave on our website, on Facebook, and some on Twitter, and just how you say to me that you're finding this of value, that knowing that there's other women on this crazy 60s journey with you is so helpful and positive. So, positive aging, that's my mantra. And so I'm glad that you're here with me on my journey too. So thank you very, very much for being here. And thanks for coming to this show every day. I mean, and listening and leaving your thoughts and comments and, providing help to other people. These topics we talk about are meant to be practical, helpful, just things that you can apply to your everyday experiences. So I always start my day with a cup of tea or two or three. Today I've just got my plain ordinary little green tea. I say green tea, it's jasmine green tea. And it's just one of those teas, it's kind of a go-to for me. So hope that you've got something that you love too, and that you're, ready for another beautiful day. Now, today, there must be something in the air because I'm just feeling like I want to travel somewhere. I want to go somewhere. And I think I am going to go to the next town today because they've got a market. So I'm going to go off to the market and have a little look around and people watch the kids playing and, just have a fun morning. But I really am thinking about longer term travel. And I actually travel solo quite a bit. I've started to do a little bit of group travel, which I've super enjoyed, really lovely. There's a group called Eat Your Heart Out Tours. I've been on 2 trips with them to Myanmar and India. And I've really enjoyed them. But group travel is good, but solo travel is for me the way to go. Because you can just do what you like and be yourself. But there's some guidelines and there's some certainly things that hold people back from solo travel. And one of our bloggers, Mary Harris, wrote an article called "Don't Let the What Ifs Hold You Back from Travel." From solo travel. And it's the what if this should happen? What if I should ... And so she, in this article, puts forward some of the what ifs that are most common that we all come up with, and just some replies and ways to have a conversation with yourself so that you're not quite so worried about it. So we all know that travel can be enriching, it can be life affirming, it can be positive, it can change you in ways that that you probably have never expected. You can find hidden resourcefulness, hidden strength, and you can find, especially solo travel, answers to some of the questions that you're posing yourself. Now, if you are worried about certain things, it's helpful sometimes to think of what is the worst case scenario. What's the worst thing that it can happen? And then try to deal with those one by one. So the first thing she says is to keep a what if bag. Now, I don't know whether that's her title. I call it my what if bag. And these are things that I absolutely always, in fact, I have the bag and I'm going to show it to you in a minute and I'm going to tell you actually what's in my what if bag. So just hang on for that because I haven't actually opened this bag since my last trip. And I actually don't know what's in it. I can't remember. So we're going to open it together in a second. But that will be fun. But another thing that Mary Lou talks about is the what ifs, like what if I get lost and can't find my way back to hotel, apartment, or the cruise ship? Easy thing to worry about. Now, it's easy to get disorientated when you're in a new city. I actually have a technique when I travel. I try to at least go for 3 or 4 days in a place so that I'm not like trying to do everything in the first day, but I have like concentric circles. Okay, first few hours, I just literally walk around the block, up and down, couple of streets to the left and right, and then back to the hotel. And then the next day, I go out the next wider circle. I get on a bus or a train, or I move around, knowing that if I can get back to that point, where I'm familiar. Now, one thing that she suggests, and I actually do this, is take pictures. Take pictures of the bus stop, the metro stop, because it's a lot easier to show someone a picture, in a shop, by the way, not on the street. Don't ask for help on the street. Go in and say, where is this bus stop? Where is this tram station? And then, you can have points of reference. Like I turned left at the shop that's called, whatever. And it's really, really cool. She does tell a funny story, though, in her article where she said one day she took a picture of a Ferris wheel, and this was like her guiding light. Like, back to the Ferris wheel, I'll know where the hotel is. Well, guess what? During the day, they dismantled the Ferris wheel. They took it down and because it was ending the fair, and then she couldn't find the Ferris wheel. But yeah, things happen. And of course, we've got our friendly GPS phones now that help us find our way back to anywhere. And I don't know, I always find a single page map is always good too. Just print it out and then go sit in a coffee shop, open your bag, get your map out. And as I said before, just from a solo traveler's perspective, don't be looking at your phone on the street, wandering along, looking distracted. You are like just putting a big red flag that you're new to the town and vulnerable. So nothing to be afraid of if you just take care. Okay, another thing that might happen is, what happens if I lose my keys to my apartment? Now, with a hotel, of course, you can just go in and, no problem. You just say, hey, I've lost my keys, and they give you a new one, or they print a new pass. But some small boutique hotels are not actually staffed, 24/7. And certainly Airbnb, if you lock yourself out of your Airbnb apartment, you may not get a hold of the owner. So it's really important that when you get to a new place, know where the police station is, know where there's an all-night cafe or all-night great little store, something that's in walking distance of your apartment where you could go. Now, also, it might be useful to make sure you have your phone number of the person who you're renting from on your phone. I always do this as soon as I rent an Airbnb, because you can look on the paper, you can try to find the email, but all you really want is the phone number, and that's really super important. Booking.com is really helpful. I actually had this happen to me in Hamburg, and I got to the hotel, and it was amazing. It was nothing like I had expected. There was construction, like work all around the hotel. I couldn't even see the front door. And I just stayed in the taxi. I called booking.com and I said, I'm not going to go there because it just doesn't look right. And they actually helped me. I did end up having to go to a new hotel, pay a little more, but the taxi driver stayed with me and it was cool. But that's just the type of thing, though, to be careful about. And what if that happens? Well, it just happens. What if you get lonely? You might do that. It happens. It's really, especially if you're traveling for several weeks or if you're going to multiple places, you do get a little bit lonely and you feel like you're, not able to cope. I sometimes go in a little panic, like, what if I get sick or something? And I brought some medicines, but, what if? So it's really important to do stuff with a group. Now, there's certain, like meetup.com is really designed for local people, but if you find a meetup group that just happens to be expats in Barcelona or, visitors to something, go ahead and join. Doesn't matter if you just go for one time. And of course they meet in public places, so it's kind of cool, and that's a good idea. Also, there's Viable.com, Viable, Viable.com, where they actually have guides that are vetted and they take you around town, on a walking tour or to some places that you might not want to go alone. I did this in Copenhagen. I wanted to go to Christiania, which is a kind of a hippie community, a little bit rough and ready, a little nervous to go alone. So I called up, and I've forgotten his name now. He was the sweetest guy, about 7 foot tall. He was really amazing. And he came and I paid him $30, I think, and he took me on a 4-hour tour. And it was really cool because I felt safe, and I got to see something I never would have done alone. So those are some ideas about what to do. Those are the what ifs. What if I get lost? What if I lose my key? What if I get lonely? And there's a few others that Mary Lou mentions in her article, which is a really good article, by the way. But anyway, I wanted to show you my what if bag, because this is my bag. It's quite heavy, actually, and it does take, you can see it's quite thick. It takes up a lot of space in my suitcase. This, by the way, is my Bali bag. Isn't it cool? I got this in the market in Ubud. And anyway, I'm gonna open it up and see what's inside. Unzipping here while we talk. Okay, so first of all, I've got here, oh yes, medicines. These are my medicines. I actually do have like a proper little compartment for medicine, but this is like enough for a week, and I got little hearts on them to make it stand out. I do silly things like this. And so my medicines. This is cool. This is my ankle sort of wrap. I have weak ankles, and I always, not often, but sometimes get weak ankles, like from walking, and this is like one of those ankle braces that you can put on. This has been a lifesaver, and it's not too heavy, so I carry that with me. Okay, in this one, I've got 2 pairs of glasses. I've got an extra pair of reading glasses, and I've got extra pairs of normal glasses too. So that's in here. And then I have a hair thingy, because I'm always forgetting to pull my hair back. So I keep that in there. What else have I got? Oh, this is my EpiPen, because I'm allergic to certain kinds of insects and ants. I haven't had to use this in many, many years, except when I lived in Texas. But yeah, that's my EpiPen, so medical emergency stuff. I have got a little sewing kit. Isn't that cute? And actually, I do use this sometimes. You know, it's a simple thing, but I have a little kit. I have in here, this is another little medical thing. This is my cold sore medicine. I'm always getting cold sores. Having said that, I haven't had one in a while, touch wood, but I keep that with me. Just if you put it on like as soon as it comes, really good. I have another hair thingy. This is where the duplication starts coming in. Plastic bags. I always carry some extra plastic bags. Oh yes, phone charger. Spare phone charger, always keep that. I have a razor, whatever reason. I do keep a spare mouse. Isn't that stupid? But I do actually love working on my computer with a mouse. I'm not very good with my fingers, so if I ever lose my mouse or break my mouse, I have a spare one. It's a tiny little one. That's in my what if bag. What if I run out of batteries? I have a spare battery in both sizes. What else have I got here? I have a spare comb. I have a spare brush. I have a what if knife. Now this one has snuck through security many times. It's a little Swiss Army knife. It's just got my bottle opener for wine. Not that I've ever used it for that. Tiny little knife. It's probably because it's so small, no one's ever found it or bothered with it. But I keep that in my what if bag. That is it. That's all that I've got in my what if bag. So maybe you've got a what if bag and you've got something in there that you always take with you that you'd like to share. Please tell us in the section below, because I think that, well, maybe I've got something I've forgotten and something that's useful to other people as well. So, question is, does working through potential travel hazards help to reduce your nerves and make you calm? Do you have a what if bag? What's in it? All right, everybody. Well, I hope that if you're off on a travel adventure, have fun, take care, be safe, be well. And if you're planning one, enjoy that. And if you just got back, enjoy the memories. And I'm really happy that you're all here with me today for me to share all this with you. And I hope you have a great day. And I'll see you all back here again soon. Bye-bye for now.